All right, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Wasn't sure it worked. What's happening? I don't know if I've got my good audio this morning, but you should be able to hear me. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Good morning. Welcome to Live 365. Happy Tuesday, the 11th, or as Wendy would say, the 11th. Zach Vedrano breaking the tape. Good morning, sir. What's happening? How we doing today, guys? Another day in paradise. Good morning, Rick. What's happening? Looking forward to seeing you guys this week. Dave Howard and Ben Bryant coming in. Good to see you guys. We're live on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, Spacebook, MySpace. Remember the MySpace? Do you ever? I never had a MySpace account. Jess Novak. Way better than it's been. Really? Well, that's good. Good morning, Dad. What's happening? Yeah, we got a bunch done yesterday. The doors are done. Krista Holland, good to see you on here. I see you out there. See you commenting, so thank you. We do this every day at 8 a.m. I hope you continue to join us. I'm sorry that I think you know Bubba Hogan, so I apologize. Hopefully that won't keep you from coming back if you see him in the chat lurking around. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we've been working on a remodel here in Sherman, Maine for the last 3.5 months. And today, I'm calling today the last day of phase one. I'm calling it. And we're putting the paintbrushes away, putting the tools away, clean this place up. And we're going to go get our stuff and move in. Yeah, got to paint the risers on the stairs one more time. And that's it. Hang the doors. The doors are done. So, yeah, that's interesting then. Okay. It's Bubba with 3 Bs. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. He's not even here and we're talking about him. I guess that makes him a genius. Oh, good to see you guys. Yeah. So interestingly though, you guys, I told you guys I journal every morning when I get up early, 1 page a day. And, so I go through this journal. I'm like, I got to order a new one here pretty quick. And so I got a couple new ones. I use the Clear Habits journal from James Clear from Atomic Habits. Bought a couple new ones. And today, actually, it was the last day of the remodel, I'm saying, and was the last page in my journal. So I guess that worked out pretty well. So I'll start a new one tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, good to be here. Good to have you guys in. If you're new here, I appreciate you coming. This is Live 365. And today we're starting a new series on 10 days to becoming relentless. Okay? Relentless. Yeah, relentless. You can't get rid of me. I'm like a bad cold. The topic for today is stop starting over. Okay? The big idea here with this series is, or today anyways, most people, they don't have a starting problem. They got a continuing problem, right? Starting feels good. Continuing, not so much, right? It gets boring, right? If you want to become relentless, eventually you have to stop being addicted to the fresh start, okay? And learn how to keep going, okay? So once again, so more of you guys are coming in. I appreciate you being here. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in every morning. For those of you that are new or might watch it on the rewind, I'm Bob Turner. I own coaching, Summit Coaching and Consulting. I'm Bailey's dad, I like to say. I get to see her tomorrow. She lives in Texas. She's 28, and a big part of my purpose. The other part of my purpose is my wife, Wendy, and she supports us in the background with sharing the links and doing all the things that people don't see. I'm a business coach, a speaker, an author. I just like to help people. I'm just a guy trying to get better every single day and share some of that with you guys. I'm not perfect. I don't preach from a high horse. I just try to share some things that I think might help people out and share my wins and losses along the way. And I started going live every morning because I believe that we all need a little bit of accountability. We need somebody in our corner that's reminding us that we're capable of more. And sometimes, calling us out when we settle for less. People that do that for me are on here, some of them. So, speaking of Bubba, there he is. And that's what this is, guys, every morning, no matter what. And today we're starting something brand new, okay? We just got done with a 10-day series about doing the work, okay? Doing the work for 10 days. We talked about execution and, less talking. I think there's a song about that, right? Less planning and overthinking and, figure out what matters. Like, do the work. Good morning, Lee Frisbee and Elizabeth Greer. Good to see you. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the kind words. Guys, this is another problem. We're doing the work, okay? Because doing the work, once isn't particularly hard, right? It's not particularly difficult. And doing it when you're motivated isn't all that difficult, right? Doing it for a week when everything's going well, it's not all that difficult, right? Looking like a genius out there, right? The question is, can you keep doing it when it's boring, when you're tired, when the results aren't coming when you think they should, when nobody notices? Or how about when life gets messy? Good morning, Aaron Callie and Jeff Brooks on Instagram. Good to see you guys. Yeah, when it gets messy, can you keep going? So that's what the next 10 days are about. So welcome to 10 days to becoming relentless. Day one starts with something I think a lot of us need to hear. I just mentioned it earlier. Stop starting over. Okay, let's get into it. We love starting, right? Human beings love a fresh start. That you get the reset button, right? It's called Monday, right? Or the first of the month, January 1st. Hey, a new notebook, right? A new planner, a gym membership, a new diet, a new employee, a new CRM, a new business plan, a marketing plan, sales strategy, a new morning routine. So we love saying, okay, this time I'm serious. This time I'm serious. This is going to get done. There's energy in starting, right? It feels good. There's optimism. There's possibility. You haven't screwed anything up yet, right? The wheels haven't come flying off the buggy. Yeah, shiny object syndrome sometimes for sure, Elizabeth. Yeah, everything's neat, clean, and perfect. And for a minute, you feel like the person you want to become. You're hitting it on all 8 cylinders. Yeah, this is good, right? That's Monday. And Tuesday shows up. And then Thursday. And then week 3. And the scale doesn't move or the phone doesn't ring. The employee that you thought was going to be the next best thing screws something up. Or you miss a workout, or it goes over your shoulder because other things are taking precedence, right? You eat something you shouldn't have eaten or wouldn't eat. It's not on your plan. Oh, you don't make the sales call. All right? You sleep in, you get discouraged, and then suddenly, I'll start again Monday, right? And there it is, the cycle. So we commit, we work, we struggle, we stop, we feel like crap, we feel guilty, and then we restart over and over and over again, okay? So I'm here to tell you today, you probably don't need another plan, okay? I see it constantly with business owners. We need a new sales strategy. Maybe. But let me ask you something. Did you execute the old one? We need a better marketing plan. Maybe. Okay. How consistently are you executing your current marketing plan? We need a better meeting structure. These things aren't working. Okay. Did you actually hold the meetings every week? Bubba says you fire them. Yeah. Hey, I need a better morning routine. What happened to the last morning routine? Okay. Sometimes the problem isn't the system. Sometimes the problem is that you stopped. And instead of admitting that we stopped doing the things that were working, we convince ourselves we need something new. It feels better, right? That's dangerous. Okay? Here comes the retreat to attack talk in the chat, right? Because like changing a plan feels productive, right? We're making a move, we're taking action. Okay? Doing some research feels productive. Buying another tool, I gotta have this, feels productive. Okay. Sometimes all we're doing is avoiding a boring answer. And the answer is just do it again. Do it again. Don't turn one miss into a collapse. Okay. I think people get this screwed up a little bit. They miss once and they turn it into permission to quit. You miss Monday's workout. So what? Workout Tuesday. You eat like crap at lunch. Who cares? You like eat better at dinner. You know, you missed your sales calls today. Fine. Well, not really fine, but make them tomorrow. You lose your temper. Well, own it, apologize, correct it, keep moving. You know, instead we do this ridiculous thing where like one mistake becomes evidence that the entire mission failed. I blew my diet today, so I'll start again on Monday. It's Wednesday, dude. What? Why the hell do you need 5 days to restart? You just need the next rep. So that's the big distinction. Like, relentless people aren't perfect. These people you see that are like, you think they're hitting it on all 8 cylinders and just doing life to the max, right? Right? They're not perfect. They're not people who never stumble. They're just the people that are shortened to the distance between off track and back on track. And that's the game. Right? You can create a 24-hour rule that if you miss, you get back to it within that next day. Never miss twice. If you miss a workout today, get it tomorrow. If you didn't do your sales activity, get it tomorrow. If you skip the morning routine, get back to it tomorrow. Like if you fail to hold somebody accountable, correct it. If you have a bad day, don't turn it into a bad week. Wow, the brakes are gone. No sense steering. Screw it. We'll start on Monday. I don't care about perfection or, I care about recovery speed. How quickly can you correct? How quickly can you say, that wasn't my standard, and immediately get back to work? Because one bad decision doesn't usually wreck us, right? It's the 5 decisions that follow it. It's like that back injury, right? Well, all I was doing was vacuuming. No, it was all the bad lifts you did for the last 7 years, right? That's the back injury. Ask me how I know. True story. Yeah, Mondays are great. Well, why do we need Monday, right? I don't need Monday. I don't need January. I don't need the first of the month. I don't need another motivational video or another planner or another challenge. 75 hard is great, but if you need it, do it. But I don't need the perfect conditions, guys. I need the next decision. Yeah. Back injury, Bubba says. That's it. Like the next meal, the next phone call, the next conversation, a workout, the next hour, just the next rep, whatever it is. That's where your life changes, not during some big, giant recommitment ceremony. It's just the next decision. The next decision, okay? One of the things that, like, here's what Live 365 has taught me, okay? If I woke up every morning asking, do I feel like doing this today? This thing would have died a long time ago, okay? There have been mornings, and I've said this before, there have been mornings where I'm fired up or I'm tired, mornings when we've been traveling or are traveling, which you may see me doing this from a moving vehicle tomorrow. There's times when it's been chaotic, and mornings when I'm thinking, what the hell am I even going to talk about today, right? But eventually the decision disappears because this is what I do. There is no decision. And that's what we're trying to build here, guys. Not constant motivation, not some superhuman ability to feel good. All right? We're building an identity. Okay? I'm building an identity. I keep my word. I show up. I continue. And if I stumble, I don't spend 3 days beating myself up. I just correct and I continue. How many of you guys were wondering if I would be on today? I hope no one. 592 or 91 days in a row ought to buy a little bit of credibility that I'll be here tomorrow. And you guys that are business owners, this stuff matters even more, okay? Listen carefully. if you own a business, your team is watching what you continue. Your team is watching what you continue, not just what you announce. Hey, we're going to do a weekly meeting, and then you don't do it. Okay, anybody can announce a new initiative. We're doing weekly meetings now. It's going to be like church. Get there. Don't miss it, right? 3 weeks later, no meeting. Then, hey, I'm tired of wondering why we're losing money on jobs. We're doing job costing for 2 weeks. We're going to start doing employee reviews, and you do one, right? We're going to prospect every Friday. Everybody's going to get on the phone, right? And then 6 months later, you're wondering why nothing sticks because you got busy and you didn't commit to it. Your people aren't stupid. Eventually, they learn. Well, just wait Bob out. He's excited about this right now. Give him 3 weeks; it'll disappear. Don't worry about it. Leadership requires consistency, guys. Do it long enough for people to believe you. Okay? Your consistency teaches your team what actually matters. Thanks, Jess. A little street cred over there. Yeah, and relentless doesn't mean stupid. Like, I'm relentless. I'm going to keep banging into this, immovable object. Someday it'll move. No. Doesn't mean just blindly doing something forever when it's clearly not working. Okay, we adjust and we learn and we pivot. We get smarter. Sometimes we absolutely need to stop doing something, right? There's a huge difference between changing because the evidence says we should and quitting because it got uncomfortable. How many of you have quit because it got uncomfortable? Don't confuse the two of those. Just ask yourself, am I changing direction because I learned something? Or am I changing direction because continuing requires something from me? That's a different conversation. It's a little challenge for you guys today. Ask yourself, where do you keep restarting? Right? One area where you're in that restart cycle. Thanks, Ron. Good to see you here. Love you, brother. One area where you're kind of restarting. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your sales activity or your finances or your morning routine, your content, your marriage, your leadership development. Maybe it's your follow-up. Maybe it's your personal development. Write this down. If you get something to write with or write on, write down, I keep restarting, and then put whatever it is you keep restarting. I keep restarting. And then underneath that, just write the next rep is, and then fill that in. Not next Monday, not damn it, September 1st. And not when things calm down. Today, do the next rep. I'll be taking my own advice because I've said right along during this remodel, I've done that very thing. Like when this remodel's done, the first night we sleep here, I'm going out the door the next morning to take care of myself. Before any work gets done on this place, we did the work. We went all in. It was fight or flight around here for 3.5 months. That's over. That's over. Yeah, I keep restarting. The next step is. That's right, Elizabeth. It all goes to zero at midnight, Bubba says. Yeah. Andrea Gooch, hand raised. Yeah. Not September 1st, guys. Not October 1st. Today. So do the next step. Hope this hit home with you guys today. This is exactly why I created Edge Live, our community, our private coaching community, because information isn't usually our problem, guys. Most of us already know what we should be doing. This problem is just staying with it. It's accountability. It's having people around you that are willing to ask, hey, you said you were going to do this. Did you? Did you do your stuff? So inside the Edge Live, we're working on both sides of this thing, okay? Business development and personal development. I believe you can't build a business without building the person. Okay, plus our office hours calls where we actually get into what's happening in your world. Did I invent that? No. I love office hours with one of my other coaches, Ben Newman. And I love that people ask questions. We do it a little differently. We're going to put you on the hot seat. Jess loves this. We're going to figure out what your challenge is and help you tackle it. Okay, 3 live calls every month. A community of people that help you get better. A room where people want you to win. There's no ego. We leave that outside. What happens on the edge in the Edge Live stays in the Edge Live. Thanks, Krista. Appreciate it. Krista Holland, thank you for being here today. Yeah. Hey, there's accountability and conversation and challenge and support. Some of my closest friends I've gained from this journey, personal and business development. Okay. This isn't another course sitting in your inbox. This isn't, hey, thanks for joining the group. Watch all these videos. She on the calls. No. We're going to get up in your business a little bit. All right. This is a room you're expected to show up in. That's right, Jess. Thank you. And today at 5 p.m., we have our business development call. Okay. Yeah. Check out my Facebook page. I put a post about that. I would love for you guys to join us, join the Edge Live. Reach out and I'll tell you about it, okay? If you're tired of constantly just starting over by yourself, waiting for that Monday, maybe it's just time to get around some people who won't let you disappear, okay? Enough on that. We'd love to have you join. We'll put the link in afterwards, or you can find it on my Facebook page, easy enough. I think Wendy's en route coming over this way, so she sometimes doesn't put the links in because she's driving. And while we're talking about getting better at things and getting out of a cycle and getting intentional about what's next, I also want to remind you about the Retreat to Attack in November 9th through the 12th in the Gatlinburg area of Tennessee, somewhere between there and Pigeon Forge or something like that. Bubba, I love the concept behind this. I can't wait to participate, be there and do some workshops and some coaching and some speaking. Guys, sometimes the best way to attack what's next isn't just to keep piling more stuff onto your life, okay? Sometimes you got to just step back and think a little bit, get enough space. Bubba's creating that space. Allow you to step out of the noise, okay? Just up the road from Dollywood. A place where you can evaluate where you're at, okay? Reconnect with what matters and decide how you're going to attack the next season of your life and business. This could be a life-changing event for you. I believe it will be. And that's why Bubba's created Retreat to Attack. If you've been watching this and thinking you need to get away and reset and challenge yourself and get around some people who want you to win, check it out. All right? Yeah, just type retreat in the chat or DM me or Bubba. We'll get you the information. I'll get the link in after I hang up here. So, but guys, here's what I want you to remember today. You don't need another fresh start, okay? You don't need another Monday or another month, another January 1st to get all fired up. And you damn sure don't need to wait until you feel motivated again. You just need the next step. Because becoming relentless doesn't mean never screwing up. It just means to stop allowing a screw up to become a surrender. We correct and continue. Correct, continue. Correct and continue until eventually you're not constantly trying to become someone different. You've become the person who keeps going. So tomorrow, we're going to take this another step further because there's something that even relentless people eventually understand is that feelings don't get a vote. Speaking of Ben Newman, he always says standard over feelings. Standard over feelings. You'll hear Andy Frisella say that as well. That and aggressive patience, okay? So feelings don't get a vote. That's tomorrow. Show up at 8. Krista, I hope we see you again. I appreciate you being here. Bring some friends, okay? I love you guys. Please share this out, okay? Somebody in your world is probably sitting there right now waiting for Monday. It's Tuesday. They already gave up. Send this to them. Hey, man, I know you're struggling. Check this out. Every day at 8. And while you're at it, just plain reach out to somebody who needs to hear from you. Make it awkward. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're proud of them. Encourage somebody. Just take care of your people. Take care of your business and take care of yourself. Most importantly, take care of business. All right. You guys go find your edge. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I love you guys. I'm out. Take care. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow.